Kelsey Mitchell is hooping over in China. She is absolutely hooping. To be fair, a lot of WNBA players are. Like, I saw Alana Smith had like 25 and 20 or something when she played. Nalissa Smith is balling. But Kelsey Mitchell might be one of the best players over there. So before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 38.8k by the end of the day. And right now we're only 5 off. Again, we are going for 40k by Christmas. So, Kelsey Mitchell. In her last game, in a 3-point win, she had 37 points. I repeat, she had 37 points, 5 boards, and 14 of 26 field goal shooting. So over 50% from the field. Like, she is absolutely hooping. And she is basically, says here, her brilliance has elevated them to contender status. Like, she was not supposed to have been. This team is not supposed to have been good. She's averaging 29.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, 3.5 steals to her first 4 games. Like, that's one of the best scorers in the league. Again, Kennedy Carter is hooping overseas. There's no question about that. Like, Kennedy Carter might be the best player. Might be the best player in that league. But still, she is an absolute baller. She's an absolute baller. And that's the thing with Kelsey Mitchell. Like, man, the fever, like, posting a picture of Mitchell, I think there's a 95% chance she stays. Like, and if she doesn't stay, the fever can get a king's ransom for her, because she is, when she's in the right system. And the one thing I really like about Kelsey Mitchell is that even though her game naturally is dribble, shoot a bad shot, like, that, unfortunately, is her natural instinct, but she looks extremely coachable. We saw her in the Caitlin Clark system, how good she's been. And again, I haven't seen highlights of this game, but we've seen her, like these are shots to last season. Dear Lord. Really good outside the 3-point line. But we've seen, we saw in the last game just how her team plays. And by the way, I really rate her team's coach. They have a Greek coach that has a European style of basketball they're playing. Like, you can see, just if you watch Kelsey Mitchell, everything she does is within the flow of the offense, which I really like how they play. So you can see there, easy slash to the basket for a nice layup. She comes off like a double pin down and sees that they're playing, she's coming up, like, this Cardoso in there. Like, she sees that they followed the screen, so she curls on that, takes it at Cardoso, and then hits her with almost like a mini Iverson type dribble, which I like. She's running the floor really well. I really like her point guard as well, by the way. Hits her in the corner for a wide open 3. They're running her off like a normal, like, kind of European action, where it's like giving it to her on the wing there, and if not, it's into a pick and roll. Comes off a screen, off a handoff, double screen is there coming. Like, the sets that this team runs, but like, nothing she does, everything she does is within 1 to 2 dribbles, which I really like. Because when she over dribbles, she really struggles. And yeah, she dribbles a few times here, but you can see they step on the screen, bang. You see her playing off the ball there, coming off the handoff, off the screen, and they hit that. Like, these actions are 100 times better than anything the Fever ran. And it shows that, like, in a set-heavy freelance offense team, she can play in that type of system as well. She can play with the ball. She can play without the ball. And she's 100 times better without the ball. And you can see here her playing as a true 2-guard, not an isolation 2-guard, because, again, there's very few isolation situations in a European motion-style offense. So you're seeing it. It's an awful lot of off the ball into quick pick and rolls, very little isolation, and you're seeing how effective she can be. That was probably not a great shot right there. But look, the size of this big screen right there, gets switched on to Cardoso, uses her speed to get downhill. So it's like, the way Kelsey Mitchell can play, she's so effective as an off-the-ball player. And overseas, it's so important that these players don't pick up bad habits overseas. And if you watch Nalissa Smith, as good as, like, the Nalissa Smith, like, when Nalissa Smith was playing overseas, and she's statistically been really good. Like, Nalissa Smith's been good, but if you're looking at how she's scoring, for me, that's the biggest issue, is I'm like, man, she is scoring on, like, weird and like tough shots, difficult shots, shots that you don't want her taking in the W, shots that you're okay with your first option shooting, but your fourth option, you don't want your fourth option like forcing the shots that Alyssa Smith is taking right now. And that's the big issue with her. And that's why I'm like, I don't see the fit with her. And she's going to be picking up these bad habits playing overseas. Whereas Kelsey Mitchell, the way she's playing overseas with the coach she has is exactly the way you want Kelsey Mitchell to play if you are the Fever. So I'm telling you, Kelsey Mitchell is going to be the best shooting guard. Like, she is going to be the best shooting guard in the entire WNBA if she stays with Indiana. And I think she knows that. I think she knows that if she stays, she'll be the best shooting guard. And if she goes, she will probably be a Rike light. Maybe she doesn't like playing like this. Maybe she wants to just go out there and hoop. Be a hooper. And it's fine. You can be a hooper, but it's hard to be a hooper on a good team. Good teams don't win with hoopers. Good teams win with somewhat systems. Like, you can be the system, but it's hard to be the system at like an elite level. Like, unless you are Luka Doncic, it's hard to be the system and do anything. Or LeBron James. And no offense to her, she's not either of those. So, yeah, like, she's been one of the best players in the Chinese league, in the Chinese CBA. She's been absolutely brilliant, and I just really want Kelsey Mitchell back to Fever. I really, really want Kelsey Mitchell back to Fever, and I think that she can be... I think that she's going to be one of the best players in the entire WNBA if she stays the Fever. I really do. I think she has that potential to be just something that we haven't seen in a long, long time. And that is like, well, something that we haven't seen in women's basketball maybe ever. A backcourt winning a WNBA championship. A dynamic backcourt. Like, as great as like Sue Bird was, and Sue Bird and Jewel Lloyd as a backcourt, Simone Augustus, or would you consider Maya Moore and Lindsay Whalen, they were superb backcourts. But none that were just as dynamic as these two, who could potentially average 50 combined a game. And I'm not lying when I say that. They could potentially, the two of them could average 50 points per game. And it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me if at some stage Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark together could average 50 a game, especially with the pace they play at. I think you could see Kelsey Mitchell getting close. If she really focuses on being an off-ball player and stays in Indiana, I can see her getting close to the A'ja Wilson point total from last season. And you guys might call me crazy, but I fully believe that. I will double, triple down in her getting close to the A'ja Wilson 27 points per game if they continue to double, triple down on the Caitlin Clark speed system and have her being this off-the-ball specialist. I think Kelsey Mitchell, not that she could be MVP, but I think we're looking at all WNBA first or second team Kelsey Mitchell if she stays. The only problem is, if she goes, I don't know. I think she's just going to be Jewel Lloyd / Arike Light if she leaves. So, basketball reasons, I really hope she stays, because I think her and Caitlin Clark are the perfect, perfect backcourt for the way WNBA is going to trend very soon.